giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We're streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! Hey, I'm not even gonna pretend like he's in the green room. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm bringing him in with this grandiose. We got my brother Voch Lombardi in the building, baby. Reunited and it feels so good. Say what's up to the people, Voch.
Pew, pew, boom, boom. Hey, man, we got some football, dog. I'm ready to steal them clips on Twitter. I hope y'all say something this year. Ready to steal them clips.
They already started. So somebody tweeted, y'all better be hey, man, it's about to be a million clips out there. We're gonna do what we can do. But yeah, shouts out to everybody that's down there that will be, reposting and dropping all the beautiful, wonderful and training camp clips, man. But what's good with you, Voch?
Hey, man, shouts out to everybody involved. Shouts out to everybody tapped in. Shouts out to everybody supporting. We finally, it's time, Scott. It's time. You know what I mean? Jerry Jones did he doing the press conference Wednesday, then pushed it to Saturday, then doing it Sunday, and it's back on Thursday. We just whatever.
It was Wednesday, then he had baby mama drama. I can attest. Yeah, pushed it to Saturday. Now
baby mama drama at 110 years old is crazy. Did you hear what I said? Crazy.
Fam, he's gonna be paying his baby mama when he gone.
He got it.
He got it.
When Charlotte gonna have to write this.
Oh, that's crazy.
Charlotte begrudgingly.
Oh, that's sick.
Sir, let me just say this. I've been watching the Netflix Cowboy cheerleader joint. Charlotte ain't nice. Charlotte, yeah, she do all that smiling for the Salvation Army and all that, but Charlotte ain't cool
basically,
like that.
So basically, the baby mama's son is Jon Snow, and the mom is what's her name?
It's been so long.
Yeah. I forget girl's name. But
Linda.
you know what I'm talking
about. Berthan, Betty. You know her name.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's the
name?
How she ain't like John. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a Snow. He was the bastard child. That's gonna be Charlotte. What you saying?
Is it Lydia Stark? Lydia?
I forget her name. Stark. Let's call her Mama Stark.
Mama Stark. She ain't fooling with him like that. And look, they don't want to let that fortune get away. They don't want to let that. I got a Jerry Jr. story when we lock off this thing. I heard from a source. I got a Jerry Jr. story.
Was it Ghost?
It wasn't Ghost related, but it was. But we'll talk. Though. Appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning, boy. We'll still. Shit, man. I forgot we're supposed to get up there. It's early. We'll say, hey, man, we're gonna run at about 8:30. I say, shit, I gotta get up.
You ain't used to this. See, this normal for me. Voch usually still sleep, but then he'll wake up, and next thing you know, you see Voch in the chat. But in reality, Voch is kicking back, chilling. He just about to start his day.
Yeah. Getting ready to go do something and be productive. And we are this close to being friends in real life. You know what I'm saying? You got stuff going on family wise over there that I wouldn't dare interrupt, and I'm still buying trash cans, rugs, and and plates and shit, you know what I mean?
What he means to say is we are friends in real life, but logistically we are this close now.
We're closer now.
We was like this far, but now we're close.
So once we get look, August about to be fun, my guy. So shit, can't wait to do it.
Hey, shouts out to the Bomb Squad in the building.
Bomb Squad!
Shouts out to the Voch Squad in the building.
Shouts out to Blue Flame.
Blue Flame. There you go. I forgot. Shouts out to the Blue Flame.
It's all good.
Today, man, we're gonna have a little fun and do a roster prediction. 53-man roster prediction. Now, excuse us if we get the numbers all messed up. That's why y'all here, to keep us in check. But we're going to just go down the list of the roster, Voch.
Yes.
And we'll talk about some battles in between all of that. But today is the first day of training camp practice after the Jerry Jones baby mama pushback press conference thing. And we'll get a whole lot of information from there. And then tomorrow, obviously, we'll react to a lot of that. But before that, I want to kind of just put on wax who we think will make this roster, who we think will miss it. And then that way we can come back to it. And if we get some surprises, which we usually do every year, last year was John Stevens Jr., you know what I mean? We'll see if there's a John Stevens Jr. this year. So I figured it'd be fun and something we can go back and forth on.
Yeah, man, for sure. There's the Cowboys love their undrafted free agent dudes. They love the guys that we don't necessarily know why they're there. Will, I guess, goes to the table and he vouches for him. And he said, hey, man, this dude needs to be here. This dude needs to be, P squad guy. And sometimes we don't know why this person's in, like, what's my man's David Durden tore his ACL last year. We don't know what they like in Racey McMath. I was talking to I yesterday. We just woke up one day and Viliami was like, all right, you're miscellaneous hurt guy for the year guy this year. So that means that they like that person. I'm like, why they like Viliami enough to put him on the broke my pinky out for the year list? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of guys on this list that we have to figure out, yeah, we like them. Do they like them? We dislike them, but how much do they? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to be figuring out today.
That's a lot. I do that a lot in the offseason where, hey, I like said free agent or said draft pick, but does this fit the criteria of Catboy or the criteria of Will McClay or the front office? And my theory on why they do like the undrafted guys is that is their version of free agency.
Sure.
They just don't partake. And if they can hit cheap on a dude that on a 2-3 year deal for $38, as Voch would say, I think you should trademark that, by the way.
For sure.
Then yeah, they love to do that. Now their new free agency is the UFL, bro, and they've been hitting, dog.
Yeah. They got what's my man's Willie Harvey from?
They got I don't know if I can say that anymore.
They got
so his nickname for me was the Assassin because
assassins
have they got
his
three
name.
names. Willie Harvey Jr. He sound like a. You know what I
mean? That's cold.
Yeah, I mean, but nowadays, FBI could be listening, and next thing you know,
I'm finna call him Lee Willie Harvey Booth is what I'm gonna call him. We'll call them all the names.
Don't do that.
And throw Booth in there. I'm gonna call them all the names. So yeah, I like that a little bit. But we'll still, they go for the USFL dudes, and so Willie played in the league before. I didn't notice. I had to watch a little film on it.
Nothing crazy.
He played special teams with the Browns. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could at least go back and see where these characters come from, a lot of them are dudes that have played somewhere and done something. Racey McMath, never heard of him, but he got to play in the regular season with the Titans or whatever. So
he got to play. It's crazy.
So I don't think they're looking for like miscellaneous characters, but hey, we have a Pro Bowl kicker and kick returner from the USFL. Well, no, what's the name?
Yeah, from USFL.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we got two USFL Pro Bowlers on the team. So I guess that's how they make it make sense.
Well, let's make this McMath. You brought up the wide receiver Racey McMath, and that's kind of where this depth chart predictor thing starts off at. And hopefully you guys can see this. Give us a thumbs up if number one, the audio's fine. Number two, the visual is fine. What we're going to do is we're going to go down this list. Shouts out to NFLDraftBuzz.com. They got this cool, depth chart thing. So we're going to put the depth chart together, the 53-man roster together, and then we'll review it at the end of everything. And you, like I said, we brought up Racey McMahon. So I wanted to start off with the receivers because that's where it's at. And let's just be real. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. We know that's cut and dry. Where the conversation gets started is at wide receiver 3. And I feel like everybody between me, you, Foots, Broadus, Tuck, whoever, everybody in the community has been talking about wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to settle on Voch. It's going to be a committee approach. I'm starting to settle on that. How you feel this thing plays out here?
Yeah, it's just like them old days where we had wide receivers that were, okay, we had Gallup, we got Lamb, but sometimes Noah Brown be out there, sometimes said Wilson to be out there. We'll just move guys around and we'll just do whatever makes sense. Something I think that we have to think about is wide receiver 3 here ain't the slot. You know what I mean? And that may be somebody else's wide receiver 3, but that ain't our wide receiver 3. CD is a move around guy and he could be anywhere at any time. What makes it strange is that if you look at these at what we need and the guys that we have, we're missing an X receiver. That's what we missing. Brandon Cooks is he's more so left side guy. He don't really move, flanker dude. And CD is move around guy. Jalen Tolbert is also a move around guy. He's like a mini Lamb type character. Yeah. He's just not as good. The pure X guys are, Racy's one of them. He's a bigger body dude. Jalen Brooks. Like Jalen Brooks.
And Flournoy now.
Flournoy for sure. So now what we have to ask is that the best receiver or is that just the better dude that fits the X? You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to kind of like deal with. Because Tolbert may be the better receiver out of all those guys. But do you want him having to run through corners like Brandon Cooks kind of couldn't with the playoff game and all that kind of stuff? Like, do you want him to be the more physical role? Who's the better blocker out there? You know what I'm saying? So you have to ask questions like that. I think it's gonna be kind of what you said, right? If CeeDee Lamb is moving around and he happened to be X guy, I can for sure guarantee that Jalen Tolbert will probably be in the slot somewhere. Jalen Tolbert would probably move outside, flanker somewhere if Cook's not on the field. If CeeDee Lamb is, if we just finding a scrub and CeeDee Lamb's tearing up the inside guy, I can see a world where Jalen Brooks comes in and and bam. What I think is also important too, for everybody watching, I don't think it's going to be a whole bunch of 4 wide receiver sets. So we can kind of cut down on a lot of the expectation. We probably going to run some 11, but we're going to run a lot of 12, a lot of 22. It's going to be tight ends involved also. So just because I say, oh yeah, Tolbert won wide receiver 3, that don't mean he's going to get 8 targets, 9 targets. You know what I'm saying? Ferg is going to get involved. If Schoonmaker's going to practice, we'll see how his battle works with the rest of these guys. Red zone is going to be a whole nother story. So it's a lot of room to go around, Scott.
Yeah, it's so weird because you look at the history of McCarthy, our wide receiver room doesn't really fit what he did previously. He likes a lot of 6'2", 6'3", tall, big receivers that play in a normal West Coast offense. The game has changed. McCarthy has to change with it. You go out and get a Brandon Cooks. He's not a prototypical West Coast guy, but he's a speed guy. Take the top off the defense, get the ball in his hands now, do those things. They didn't really figure out how to get him going until the back half of the year. Kevontae Turpin, I think, is the ultimate weapon X, right? The ultimate X factor because he's another dude, get the ball real quick, but he's small, jittery, can take top off the defense. That's not what McCarthy has done historically. Mm-hmm. So there is a little question, and can he in year 2 figure out how to use these guys week in, week out? The Tolberts, the Brooks, the Flournoys of the world are similar in stature in the sense of, we forget Tolbert's like 6'1", 2-something. So he's not a small guy. He's just more slender than, say, a Brooks or a Flournoy. Those guys fit for sure. But those guys, I'm not sure yet are going to be a staple in the sense of big playmaking type wide receivers. I feel like your playmaking type wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Kevontae Turpin. So how do you get them involved? And 2 of those dudes are small. You know what I mean? And like you said, there's no down in, down out X wide receiver possession guy. I think Brooks and Tolbert and Flournoy can be an X, right? But can they be dependable down in, down out? We need to win this year right now. That's what camp is for. We're gonna figure out who they trust out there. I just hope we don't run into a Dennis Houston situation. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Dennis
like
Houston
week 1
caught the ball today. Wide receiver 2.
Just week 1 versus the Bucks. We just gonna run him out there real fast. Chat, what's the sound like? Chat, what's our volume? What's our sound?
I turned me up a little bit. Let me know if my volume, because every time I bring somebody in via restream, it does that. But yeah, let us know. So let's go ahead and this kind of round out this receiver room. We got CeeDee Lamb for sure, Cooks, and we'll just leave Tolbert there at 3.
Yeah,
that's cool. Whatever. Turpin, Jalen Brooks, and Flournoy. That we feel like 6. We go with 6 wide receivers, or you think they're going to go shorter or longer?
I wouldn't be surprised if 5, but I know Brooks is definitely there. You know, teams guy also. Turpin, they definitely gonna have him around, and you know they're constantly having the conversation. Oh, we got to get Turpin involved. We got to get Turpin involved. So maybe they have an off season to do that. I really want to see what Flournoy looks like on the field. Dak throwing the ball, and look, that's another challenge too that we always run into in postseason. Everybody look good with Dak, though nobody look good with Rush. You know what I'm saying? So that's like another thing that we got to deal with. But you know, I think I think there's a lot of wide receivers that's fighting for like practice squad and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they like these guys. Like David Durden was a dude towards ACL, but they love him and he's back. They brought him back and they didn't bring like TJ Vasher back or whatever, right? So like he's a dude that's around.
Moreno Cropper's a sneaky one.
He's a guy that I like. I like him a whole bunch. Probably a slot dude, you know what I'm saying? Kick return, punt return guy. Like that's what he's gonna be. So if there's room for him, he's unlike some of the other guys. Like if you just talk about slot guys, it's really like him and CD. If you move a CD around,
they like the Billy Johnson kid too, Tyron Billy Johnson.
Yeah, 3 name. Yeah. So yeah, they like him too. You know what I mean? It just ain't gonna be room for all of them. And I think Dak is gonna make a lot of people look good, but it's gonna come down to preseason games and if anybody can elevate Cooper Rush and if anybody can elevate Trey Lance. But besides our first 6, I think Flournoy is a draft pick, so they probably gonna love on him a little bit.
Yeah, he ain't gonna work.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I guess your practice squad guys we're back at David Durden and Jalen Cropper. Everybody else.
So the number you'll sit at 6.
I'll go with 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. If I had to pick a guy who might stand out with the highlight catches this year, and no, I don't think it would be the same mode as Vasher because I don't think Vasher could do much of anything else except for jump high. Mm-hmm. But I think Flournoy could really be one of those camp standouts where he's making those 50-50 jump balls, the red zone. You see the speed, after the catch ability. It's just, can he carry it over in the postseason, in the preseason, where a lot of these receivers that were doing it during camp weren't. But he's going to be my kind of undrafted free agent / back end of the draft type of standout will be Ryan Flournoy for me. Chris in the chat says, what about Crooms? I thought he looked okay in college. All these dudes look okay in college. Yeah. Jalen Cropper was a superstar in college. It's different here. Yeah, I think he could make the practice squad. I'd be shocked. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he makes the team. Again,
let me ask you this.
Yeah,
how many wide receivers make the squad?
I don't know how many they carry last year, but I would imagine at least 3.
So that's
I feel like receiver is probably your longest practice squad list. Receiver and offensive line. Yeah. So what? Cropper, Durden, maybe Durden. Who knows, right? But Durden could be a part of that. Tyron, Billy Johnson, and Crooms, I think will all be fighting for. I mean, they all will be fighting for practice squad. But let's not rule out somebody that gets cut.
The only reason I say Durden is because he's hurt. He got hurt and they hung in there. Like they just held on to him. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they really want to see what he looks like. But hey, 6 receivers for me.
So we got 6. All right, let's move down and see where NFL Draft Buzz has next. So we're gonna skip around a little bit to offensive line. Yeah, Voch Lombardi's came to party.
Yeah. Look at all these Manny Weather guys. Look at all these Duke Manny Weather guys.
They have Chuma Doga, and this is the 5 they got right now. Chuma Doga, Tyler Smith, Brock Hoffman, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. That is about right according to what is happening at camp, mini camp and whatnot. But let's just be real, Voch. We're going to put this where we want it. All right, we flipping Chuma and Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go ahead and flip that. We flipping Brock and Coop. Or okay. I'm just making sure because I know TJ Bass is involved. I'm not sure where you're at with that whole thing.
Yeah. So I've been doing some research over on my channel. I've been rewatching the old games just to kind of see what the business is. And, your point of view is everything. Perspective is everything. When we're evaluating TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman last year, we were going, hey man, they had some pretty good ass games for backups. They didn't let you down. We didn't lose because of them. But when you evaluate them characters as starters,
17 game starters is different.
you start to scratch your neck and go a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You just start to go a little bit. So when I looked at Brock Hoffman, we're obviously never gonna get this interview, Scott, because I ain't gonna say nothing nice about him. Brock's not it, man. Brock ain't it. You know, and they say they love Brock. I hope they love Brock like they love Joe Looney, just enough to where, hey, if they feel like they can count on him, he's a count on you guy. But man, I don't want Brock or TJ starting for me. They not ready.
I've said this many a times. If Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass are my depth swing guys, I love it. Absolutely love it, because I know that they can, in a pinch series, a game, a couple, we can get by. But if Brock Hoffman, more so Brock, is my 17 game starter, I now, like you said, hey, y'all got any more of them centers? You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't move. This is what I said on when we did the breakdown.
Yeah,
I said, look, these dudes might have the same mentality.
Yeah.
Brock Hoffman and Cooper Beebe, right? They want to dirt you. They're tough. They're physical. We've seen Brock Hoffman get in people's faces and things like that. But from a physical standpoint, he just can't do what Cooper Beebe can do. He can't move people like that. What you're going to run into with me is the same problem you ran into with Tyler Biadasz. He's not a people mover. In fact, it may be a little bit worse in that sense. He's not a people mover, but you can call him more of a dog. You can call him whatever you want. Sure, he'll bark at you and all that stuff like that. He's going to bust his ass. He's going to work hard. But 17 game center, if Cooper Beebe can snap the ball, he's out there right now. I just deal with the growing pains, bro. Don't play around with this. You can't afford to play around with that position, in my opinion.
Brock Hoffman likes to fall on people that was already falling down. And a lot of y'all went, look at Brock Hoffman fell on that dude. Then they thought it was a pancake, but it was really Zach Martin knocking somebody down and Brock Hoffman. Like when you fine tooth comb it, film kind of gets upsetting when you watch it. And my whole idea, and Scott, I said this for a long time, man, find me a strong center or find me a guard and teach them how to snap. That was my whole thing, because we haven't run the ball effectively since we had a strong center, like a powerful center. Consistently. Yeah. And Leary, Frederick, and Zach, like that was the core of your offensive run ability, right? I just want to go back to a world where I got three strong dudes in the middle.
Yeah.
Brock Hoffman stronger than me. I get it, y'all. He's stronger than Voch. He can pass he can whoop Voch. I get it. Well, he can pass block that. I get it. But but versus his peers, Brock Hoffman versus his peers, the ideal, if we just talking about moving bodies and being physical, the ideal lineup is take the dude at Kansas State and put him between Tyler Smith and Zach Martin and let them combo people into oblivion. Well, we actually call, there's actually a name for this, Scott. We call Brock Hoffman hat on hat guy. You know, when you running like zone concepts, they call him hat on hat guy. He's a guy that just, hey, cover your D lineman up and let the running back find the lane. Just cover him up. Just get in his face. Hat on hat guy. And that's what Brock Hoffman does. He'll kind of put hands on people and be in their face, but he's not moving people. Biadasz was a hat on hat guy also, but in the league, you get extended on and you get shedded away. Cooper Beebe drives people to oblivion. Tyler Smith drives people to oblivion. As much as Zach Martin falls off or fell off, he still drives people into oblivion. I want to be able to control A gap, and I want to be able to climb to the Mike and backside linebacker, Scott.
I mean, if excuse me, when you watch Cooper Beebe, he's a prototypical move your ass out the way center. You know, and we had a problem, and this goes back to TJ Bass too. The first thing we talked about, Voch, was, hey, TJ Bass can get to that second level, but then it gets a little weird, right? Yeah. I think TJ Bass can hold up at the line of scrimmage, and I think he's a better, more talented player than Brock. But none of those dudes are doing what Cooper Beebe can do consistently, and that's why I say, look, the whole identifying protection and stuff, let him learn that on the go, because everything else, he is so much superior than the other two. The only thing he doesn't have is the experience of snapping the ball and identifying and calling out defenses and things like that. I'd much rather deal with those growing pains than deal with my center getting pushed back or not being able to move guys at the second level. Too many times I've seen that with Tyler Biotish, and it just didn't work out. I don't want to go back.
I know Cooper Beebe is not going to have a hard time, picking up the language, setting guys up and lining them up because he played 4 positions on the offensive line. He's not like some dude that was just kind of stuck at left tackle and all he knows was left tackle. Over those 4 years, he knew left and right tackle, left and right guard. So if you can kind of flip and do that, that's what makes great centers great centers. Like if you're a left side player, you're most likely sliding to the left a lot. If you're a right side player, you're sliding to the right a lot. If you a center, you have to go both ways. So you have to be dexterous enough. He can because he's done it. It's on film.
Exactly.
So I have no issues with him playing center. Snapping ain't hard. Like as a former center, snapping ain't hard because I was a left tackle that had to learn how to damn play center. And you pick it up and you just go from there. The only thing he has to learn how to do is from snapping, get his snap hand back onto bodies, but he's fine because he's powerful enough to do it. Put TJ Bass BB. Put Cooper Beebe at center, and let's not overthink this. You drafted center because you needed center.
Right.
You drafted left tackle because we didn't draft quarterback. We didn't draft free safety. We didn't draft nothing we didn't need. That ain't how draft works. You drafted a center, you drafted left tackle. Just use them.
You brought up left tackle. Let's go there real quick before we break down the
I got less nice things. I got less nice things to say about Tyler Guyton.
I know you do.
But he better than you.
We might have to a little bit here because look, initially we're on the same page. Sure. This to me is a guy that's going to need some work.
Yeah.
But I'm not rolling Chuma Edoga out there. Voch, it's just not happening. So I get Brian Broad said that the offensive line coach doesn't want to roll 2 rookies out there. Well, so be it. You just deal with it, man. Because you don't have a viable backup left tackle 17-game starter to me. Chuma in a pinch, I guess, right? But my whole thought process is I'm hoping that Awesome Richards pushes Chuma Edoga off the cliff. Because why else do you draft Awesome Richards in the 5th round if he can't at least compete for the backup tackle spot? But the other thing that worries me, Voch, is you brought back Chuma Edoga with Awesome Richards on the roster, so maybe you don't like what you saw from Awesome Richards. But anyway, Tyler Guyton at left tackle, there's a lot of things out there right now where he's not ready, which I think is strange to say because you're not putting pads on yet. Mm-hmm. And people are saying Chuma Edoga. I know where you stand pre-draft, but now he's on this team. Now you see where the landscape of the offensive line is. Mm-hmm. Where are we at going into the season or going into camp with Tyler Guyton for you?
I stand in the same place. Okay. But I didn't doubt Duke Manyweather at first because he fixed Terrence Steele and he fixed Tyler Smith. And fixing Tyler Smith deserves a feather in the cap, sir. Like his hands are night and day from where they once was. It's not that I need any more to be like, all right, Duke Manyweather, you have my trust now. But if he can fix Tyler Guyton, and Tyler ain't got to be a pro. He ain't got to be Tyron Smith. Nah. Tyler Guyton ain't got to be a Pro Bowler. If he's just simply not getting us killed, and he's a good left tackle, Duke Manyweather, take my money, sir. Just take this money, man. Denzel and Train, they take this money, man, because he's done another feat that I simply wasn't ready for, Scott. Luckily, we have 4, right? Luckily, we have 4, and 4 has played through both Cams, Irvin and Fleming. He's played through like all sorts of nonsense at left tackle. You know what I'm saying? So I at least have Chuma Edoga not knowing the plays, letting people run free and shit. I have trust that Dak can navigate, get rid of the ball quickly. He's a top quarterback in what they call it, ball holding time, Scott. What they call it in the analytic world or whatever. But he gets rid of the ball quickly. Time to throw. Thank you. He gets rid of the ball quickly. He avoids pressure. So honestly, if I can keep it a buck, the people that's going to beat the hell out of Guyton this year, those dudes going to beat the hell out of whoever line up against him anyway. Like Myles Garrett whooping anybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Brian Branch or whatever, like they're going to be whooping, not Brian Branch, Giants guy.
Burns?
Brian Burns is going to be whooping anybody that's over there anyway. So it's just going to come down to putting the tight end on his side and Ford getting rid of the ball quickly. What we can't have is Chuma out there either not knowing the plays and Chuma being slow-footed. So all Tyler Guyton got to do is have better feet than Chuma, which he has already. Better length than Chuma, and he has it already. Chuma's a guard for real.
Yeah.
And all Tyler got to do is know the plays and not have mental bust like we did with Chuma. I'm not saying that Guyton's going to be incredible. I think Guyton's going to have his struggles, but I think Dak can overcome that. But we got to play him over Chuma.
And you mentioned Duke Manyweather and Tyler Smith in the hand situation. That is something similar for Guyton. Like you said, he already has better feet. He's already longer. He's already more athletic than Chuma Edoga. But where he also needs to be better as with his hands. And I remember coming out, Tyler Smith's hands were terrible. I mean, they were awful. And then he went and saw Duke Manyweather, right? And we get to rookie minicamp, and I brought on Dave Hellman. Shouts out to Dave Hellman, Fox Sports analyst. He said, hey, I don't know what he did with Duke, but already his hands were improved. And they were. When you went and watched during the season, his hands were much better. Now, it was consistency became an issue, and he eventually figured that out. And now we don't really talk about his hands anymore. And that was one season. Yeah. So if Guyton can just improve his hands a little bit, I think it's without a shadow of a doubt you throw him out there and you just deal with what comes with it. But let's be real. He is a better pass protector than he is a run blocker. So if Dak can deal with the Irvings or the what were they? What was the first names? The Cams, Cam Irving and Cam Flemings, then he can deal with the improved hands rookie left tackle and Tyler Guyton. Yeah, there will be times where he's going to get whooped. That just happens. That happened to Tyler Smith. But by end of season, I think he'll have all that figured out. By next year, that's when, in my opinion, you really should be excited about the prospects of Tyler Guyton.
It was like, as an O-line dude, Scott, it was magical because Tyler Smith literally used to grab people like this. Yeah. He used to literally grab people like this. And week one, he out here and measuring and timing and shit. And then year two, he's faking now. Like he's hand fighting now. Like he's working his hands. I'm like, man, you don't learn that in 3 years. You have to be at a certain level in college, and then you have to add to that. So, yeah, we ain't got to linger on these guys too long, man. Let's look at some of these.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it because we didn't get a chance to wrap. That's all.
4 please.
No, we good. We good there. Let's get to the backups. They got. Let me move something real quick. They have Nathan Thomas at left tackle. Are you? I want to move him to guard.
Put him in guard.
Okay. So let's move Nathan Thomas down here to right guard, backing up Zach Martin. So Chuma Edoga, Awesome Richards, real quick. Are we keeping Chuma on the team, or are we we don't really have an offensive backup, swing tackle right now that we have a lot of faith in, but Chuma has the most experience.
I will say, just going back watching film, Chuma's not horrific. It's just that offensive line as a whole is bad around the league. So Chuma does his job. It's just that he's very slow-footed and he don't know the plays. But he don't kill you down in and down out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Chuma's keeping his job. Oh, you might as well take Matt Waletzko and Josh Ball off the list. But Sky, that's something we got to have a conversation about, because I've been trying to cut Josh Ball for 3 years. But for whatever reason, Mike McCarthy like him. He's just keeping him around. Do you think Josh Ball makes another round?
No,
on this thing?
No. Josh Ball's gone. This will come down to Chuma, Awesome, and Matt Waletzko. I don't think Chuma is good enough to stop competition, as a swing tackle. Where he has in his favor is that he has guard flex. Yeah. I don't like Chuma may not kill you down and down out, but he'll kill you. He will. And that's a problem. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get traction. He's a fighter and he has experience, but I'm looking to upgrade. So if I can get Awesome Richards to show me something, if I can get even Matt Waletzko to show me something, I'm kicking Chuma off the bridge. Sure. But the problem is I have no confidence in either one of them right now, because what have they shown me? Now I'm rooting for them. What have they shown me? So I have no choice but to keep Chuma on this team unless somebody else comes available. I don't know.
Let me just say this too, for everybody watching. there's not necessary. I don't have favorites like that. If we got 9 stud offensive linemen, great. If Brock Hoffman goes out there and whoops everybody, and Cooper Beebe has some hardships out there, then start Brock Hoffman. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? So just to be clear with everybody with that, because there's some people that may hear this and be like, "Oh, we're rooting for certain people." Dog, if Chuma fixes his woes, if
Chuma's a Pro Bowler, let's roll. What are we talking about?
Let's do this. Let's do this. Chuma worked out. Let's see if we can work on moving Tyler back to right tackle or something. Like if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let everybody know that. But Chuma was stinking it up a lot last year. And Austin Richards did nothing with that opportunity, whether it be at practice or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that just leads me to believe that Chuma has the edge on him right now. Same. Can that change? Because offseason peanut butter change anything. If Austin goes out there kicking ass, cool. Austin's the new swing guy. We could just roll with that. Austin played both guard and tackle. Yeah. And he also played left and right side in college or whatever. So cool, Austin Richards. I just don't know if he's beating Chuma right now. Earl is definitely going his ass probably to the practice squad, most likely something like that. Bass is going to be here. Hoffman's going to be here. Nathan
Thomas
is a draft pick, so I think he's probably going to be here. Matt is going to be competing with Awesome, and the winner of that's going to be competing directly with Chuma. Josh Ball is out of here. Dakota may be a practice squad guy, as like an emergency type center. Like if something happens to, let's say,
but he's not making a 53 though.
No. He's like a practice squad, elevate you, an emergency type guy. So I think just because he plays center and that's just the least of what we have. I think he's a guy that can be around. He's also a Duke guy, strangely enough.
Well, if TJ Bass is going to play center, you have a little bit of depth there.
That's fair.
And it sounds like he's going to do some center things. So we got the 5: Guyton, Smith, BB, Zach, Terrence. So that's 5.
That's fair.
We're on the same page here. Chuma right now. So Chuma makes 6, Bass is 7, Brock is 8, Nathan Thomas is 9.
That's a heavy group, yeah.
So 10 seems
super heavy.
Like that's like if they're gonna go 10 is it.
Is there room for Awesome though? Do you think they carry well? They can't
cut him in his second season.
It's his second season, yeah. But watch this. Can you make the case for Awesome being guard depth for you when you have Nathan and Bass?
I want him at tackle. I'm not ready to give up on Awesome because I liked his tackle tape coming out of college. I just need to put on like 10 pounds, right? Get a little stronger. That's what McClay said. So I'm not ready to give up on Awesome. I would love to continue to develop him. Yeah. So I would choose Austin Richards to be the 10th guy, or you go to who could you go to here? I go to Nate. Go to Nate Thomas and say, "Hey, dog, you said your pinky toe was hurt.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with your ear.
What happened? You got a toothache? IR. You know what I mean? Because Nate Thomas not going to play this year probably. Because TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, they got the guard experience back up, and they can do both, center and guard. So if they don't want to carry 10, I hit Nate Thomas with the knock on wood thing. But I'm stuck. I'm gonna say 9/10 for right now. We can come back and see if we need to take somebody off. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So
we'll go 9/10. We're debating on Awesome Richards here.
But I feel like we're gonna have to come back and have a conversation with one of these offensive linemen. It's probably gonna be Awesome or it's gonna be Matt. Well, let's go.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Matt. I mean, he just get hurt too much, bro.
Yeah.
String
his shoulder and shit.
All right, let's move on to the tight end, quarterback, running back group here. Start off with the tight end group. To me, this is cut and dry unless something crazy happened. But Jake Ferguson, tight end 1, Luke Schoonmaker, draft, second round pick. He's making the team. He's on the team. Whether he'll be tight end 2 is another discussion. So Luke Schoonmaker is going to be on his team.
Yeah.
Then it gets interesting. Peyton Hendershot, John Stevens Jr., Noah Fant, and who you don't see on here is Brevin Spann Ford. So
he should be.
Let's enter his name in the ballot right now. So tight end. They normally go 4, Voch. Normally. Now, they might do some weird roster gymnastics. Maybe they go 3 and try to get somebody on the practice squad. But for sure, Jake and Luke are making this team. Jake is going to be an all-pro, in my opinion. Luke, I hope he improves. Where we at, though, after that?
Scott, let me ask you a question. What if Luke gets hurt again.
I mean, he already started off OTAs.
He ain't practicing. Like, he's just not practicing enough. And he, we get on to Jalen Tolbert and we see how important having an off season is, having a real camp is, and being healthy and being aware and being thoughtful through your camp and improving. Luke is missing camps, man. He's missing a lot of time. And meanwhile, John Stevens getting called out from Stephen Jones saying, oh man, John Stevens would have made the team last year.
And Lunda Wells.
You know what I'm saying? And Lunda Wells love him. Schoonmaker is going to have every opportunity because he's a second round pick, man. We can't be naive to feel like Luke's just going to get cut. He's
not getting cut. I don't even think that's a conversation.
Not you, but chat will say that.
Well, come on, chat. The conversation is, can Luke improve enough to solidify tight end 2?
That's what we want to happen.
Yes.
That's what we want to happen. But Brevin Spanford and John Stevens Jr. are coming. So they probably going to carry 4 tight ends, right?
Again, that might be, we might have to come back to it. I would, because I think the room of Jake, Luke, John Stevens, and Spanford is so diverse. I love it. Because if something happens to Luke, I think Spanford can fill the blocker role with the higher upside as a pass catcher. Sure. If something happened to Jake, I think John Stevens can be a guy that can fulfill the pass catchy role. Where the guy we just completely keep ignoring, Peyton Hendershot, he's supposed to be the pass catchy guy. He showed some flashes his rookie year. Ain't show no flashes his second year.
Dropped everything.
Got hurt. Well, he had a bad drop early in the year, but he has not given us any confidence to say it with our chest on Peyton Hendershot. You may like him. You may want him to do better. You may want him to be on his team, but I am a little bit of grass is greener. I rather see, hey, what can John Stevens do with these reps? What can Brevin Spanford do with these reps? You know what you have in Peyton Hendershot, in my opinion. And if those guys look better, I think you try to get Peyton Hendershot on the practice squad if he wants to return.
Shockingly, Princeton Fant played a little bit last year. You know what I'm saying? He he has
preseason.
Yeah. Like they and we know that Dak likes him, and we know that the team likes him.
He goes to the Dak
practice
camp
squad.
thing. Yeah, no. He goes to that whole retreat dip.
That whole thing, like Dak fucks with him, and Dak yells at him, which means something, right? So I ain't saying Princeton fans should be in this Big Four conversation, but I think Princeton
Practice
fans,
squad.
Yeah, he's a guy that we should at least talk about. Hendershot's probably gone. In real life, I think your top 4 is all but set. It's Ferguson, Schoon, John Stevens, and Brevin Ford. Now, the order of those guys is interesting. Like, who comes out 12 personnel is interesting. Who's your goal line guy because of John Stevens? Like, I think all that's an interesting conversation if we just talking about where we using them and what role do we. And if we talking about that, I feel like there's a shot that Brevin can play a little more than Luke, or Brevin can have opportunities to pass Luke. Luke ain't getting cut. There's a lot of equity in Luke, and you got time to fix him. But I think Brevin being an old man, Brevin got 6 years of tight end experience, and he big. He 270 pounds, and he run like them. He run like them, and he blocks like a fool right now, Scott. I think Brevin Spanford is in this conversation as anywhere from 3 to 4.
You mean 2? I think he's in a 2 conversation.
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
Yeah.
2 and 3. I think Brevin is in that 2 and 3 conversation. Luke is at 2 right now, but Brevin is fighting for that 2. And if I had to pick a guy to be like, all right, I want you next to Tyler Guyton to make sure we're not dying right here, I'm taking the 270 dude to go wrestle with him. That's how I feel.
You got to read the tea leaves too, bro. Who was it? Coach Lunda Wells. If you go listen to Lunda Wells, he talked about how, thank God nobody drafted him. Boy, we were so sure. We was about to take him at the end of the draft, but there was like, maybe we can sneak him in. He is speaking about Brevin Spanford in the same way that behind the scenes, because it wasn't publicly just yet, he felt about John Stevens Jr. That was his dude last year. He loved John Stevens Jr. Now, obviously, you got to get out to camp. He's got to make some plays because the tight end group last year during camp, it got off to a very slow start. And then you started to see John Stevens make some big plays and just some routine things happening between Hendershot and Ferg. What I think is hilarious is there was a legitimate conversation about Ferg and Hendershot. Not to me, but to the fans and the media. It was like, man, it's Ferg Hendershot back and forth. I'm like, come on, dog. This is Ferguson. What are we talking about here? But they weren't making a lot of standout plays. The tight end group now, outside of Ferg, he's solidified. He's stamped. They're going to have to make plays, whether it be camp, whether it be preseason. And because of the size, the wingspan, the go up and get it ability, I think he's a better contested catch guy than the Luke. John Stevens, ACL, it may take him a little bit of time. Brevin's probably going to make some of those big-timey plays, and he already has a sponsor in the building that absolutely loves him. So I'm with you. I think he can fit anywhere between 2 and 3, and then they'll probably bring along Johnson. I can't see John Stevens immediately being tight end 2 because of the ACL. I think it's going to take a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. But when we get like week 10 or something,
conversations change.
And you know, Mike McCarthy love to save the best plays for the end. I can see us trying to get John involved. JC Cowboy Network in the chat, shouts out to you. He says Brevin needs to work on his blocking. It's all over film. They all need to work on their blocking.
Yeah, none of them are done.
Yeah, they all need to work on their blocking. But if we talking about who can come in and be more consistent or whatever, right? Like that's what I'm kind of projecting. And I'm always gonna go for the dude that's 270. that's bigger than everybody. And look, he needs to work on his blocking, but there's film of him beating the hell out of people. Let's not act like that don't exist.
Yeah, what he needs to work on is extremely coachable.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't. It's kind of like the coach from Tulsa, and what's his name, Tyler Smith. Where Tyler Smith is so physically gifted, they was like, look, we're not even wasting our time trying to coach you up. Just go be physical. I feel like it's the same thing with Brevin Spann-Sport. He's so physically gifted, and you hear him talk. You hear Coach Lunda Wells talk about that. Where I don't know that they really much cared about technique, and you can see it on film, right? Like there'll be times where he gets there, and then he's hit or miss in regards to sustaining blocks. But physically, he's capable. The rest is just coaching, and he's got the size, he's got the physical tools, and I feel like that's not going to be difficult for Brevin Spann-Ford to progress at. But I think, in my opinion, his upside is better as a pass catcher than Luke. I do.
Yeah, but Brevin needs to work on finishing.
Yeah.
He needs to work on finishing. Like his initial strike, his size, his want-to, tenacity, and all that stuff. That's what you need. You know what I'm saying? And you can coach finish. You can coach, hey, Brevin, put your head on this side. Or you can coach, hey, put your hand right here. And that's how that'll go. And if we just talking about the ball of clay that makes the most sense to me, Brevin is and look, even in pass catching, Brevin got some drops, but Brevin got some
year. Yeah, bad drops. But before that, he wasn't a drop guy.
Scott, when I tell you I went back to 2021, like he's blocking Karlaftis, right? Like I went way back into his film. Like he got some ridiculous catch radius plays.
Yes. That's why I said he's better contested guy to me than Luke.
Yeah. Catch radius plays that's worth like talking about, and some yak plays to where I'm 270 and you play corner. You know what I'm saying? I think all that means something. And let me not get this mistaken. Luke has some fantastic college film too, but where my, I guess, bias in this comes from is I've seen what Luke looks like as a pro, and Luke will miss some blocks as he'll miss some blocks and drop catches as a pro. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's some mental going on with Luke. Maybe it's the mental, maybe it's the injury, but Luke's not living up to his potential. The potential of Luke is ridiculous, but he ain't living up to it.
You think it's ridiculous?
Potential of Luke?
Yeah.
Okay, look, when I say ridiculous, he ain't George Kittle nothing. But I think he can be a really good blocker, and I think you can develop his pass catcher. Brevin is a better out-the-box pass catcher, in my personal opinion right now. Pass catcher, yak guy right now. Blocking, I like Brevin's blocking more than I like Luke's blocking. So that's where that comes from.
I need Luke to get me excited, man, because I'm still a little bit fuming from the selection, because I when I look at a second-round pick tight end, I'm like, okay, what is special about you? Like, what is something that you do at an extremely high level? If blocking is your answer, I'm not taking you in the second round.
Sure.
Blocking was the answer, Voch. They took him in the second round, and his blocking was below average in year one. Even if his blocking becomes elite, he's still a second round tight end number 2 that's never going to be tight end 1 on his team. So for me, he's going to have to be special. It's just gonna have to because it feels like a waste. Because I got guys on this roster, I feel like they can go out there and catch the ball better than you can. And if I have to take a little bit of a blocking hit, then so be it. Because now my 12 personnel set becomes dangerous. The 12 personnel set is not dangerous with Luke Schoonmaker, in my opinion.
If the Cowboys were able to draft
Laporta?
Sam Laporta, if they was able to get him in the second round, would you have felt better about the draft class last year?
I mean, if they used him,
yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing. I still think Jake is better than him.
For sure.
I didn't care about taking no tight end because Jake's like that. Yeah. But if you take a tight end in the second round and he ends up playing like Luke, even if it's Laporta, meaning he's only going to be out there on 12 personnel from time to time, he doesn't get a lot of then what's the point? Sure. Sam Laporta is not Sam Laporta on Dallas that he is in Detroit. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. And that's real. That's real, Scott. Fair enough. That's real.
So we got Luke, we got Jake. We're going Stevens Jr. and Brevin.
I'm putting Brevin as my tight end too because I'm biased.
So we got 4. So we got recapping real quick. We got 6 wide receivers, 4 tight ends, and right now we're at 9-10 offensive linemen. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna come back to it.
That sounds good. All right,
let's go to quarterback. This is pretty cut and dry here. QB1, Dak Prescott. It does get a little interesting though after that. It's a little interesting. Because do you carry 3? Now, they carried 3 last year. I did a breakdown earlier in the offseason. The Cowboys have the most expensive backup unit because Rush is getting like 2.5. Trey, well, I don't know if that's the most expensive, but they had the most expensive potential quarterback 3 in the league. There's no quarterback 3 that got paid over $2 million last year. There's potential that your quarterback 3 will be getting paid $5 million this year.
Yeah.
So the real battle here becomes between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. Now, look, going into this whole thing, I didn't think it would be much of a competition. I was like, Trey Lance gonna win this thing. Going into OTAs, I'm like, look, he has the upside. He's the 4th round behind him. Mm-hmm. Trey Lance should win this thing. Coming out of OTAs, bro. Mm-hmm. Everybody is saying, "Hey, dog, Cooper Rush is quarterback too." I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Trey Lance got to go out there and do this, do that, do that. And I was a little bit shocked, not going to lie. I thought we'd get a little bit of...
I was just about to tell you to hit the button. I was about to tell you to hit the politic button, Will, still. I swear to God, I'm about to say, Will, get your politic button. Trey Lance about to be quarterback too. It don't matter how bad he was at camp. Get that shit back on. Hit it again, Scott. It don't matter how bad Trey Lance was. Ain't nobody come out and said Cooper Rush was bad at OTA. Nope. They said Trey Lance was bad at OTA, but Trey making that money. Trey making that money, and he about to be quarterback too. It don't matter what. Boy, look, I ain't never seen Cooper Rush go crazy in preseason. Cooper Rush about to throw for 5 touchdowns, and Trey about to be right there.
Cooper Rush making highlight tapes because Trey Lance out here making highlight tapes. Cooper Rush said, "Hey, wait a minute,
yo, Cooper Rush about to sit up. Look, Cooper Rush about to sit up there and campaign all he want to, all the games he won. And Trey Lance didn't win much with a better offense over there, but they gonna find a way to say, hey man, we think Trey Lance was a little better. We trust his athleticism and his upside. Quarterback 2, politics as usual.
Let's just go ahead and flip it because I'm with you. There's no world. Like Trey would have to be atrocious.
Too much at play.
To not be quarterback 2 going to the season. But so the question now becomes, do they carry 3? Because you cut Coop, you get a little bit of money, not a lot. I don't think they're going to do anything with it. I don't know that you cut him.
I think they're going to carry 3 because they got that quarterback mechanic where they can hold a reserve dude.
Oh, that's right. Don't count against he'll count against the 53. He won't count against your 46.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be 3, but I think just Cooper's going to be your reserve guy. That's politics as usual. You know what I'm saying? You can't make all that quarterback rookie top 3 money and be sitting down. No, you can't do that, Skywalker. Still.
I'm still of the mode though. All jokes aside, I just feel like Trey Lance is going to beat him out, but I'm not liking what I'm hearing coming out of minicamp and stuff. That's something I'm not. I was shocked at. Let me just say that. You know what I mean?
Scott, low key, and I haven't heard you say this, but you use the politics as usual, but in context of the Jones and like whatever. The best part about it in the real politics as usual, the first thing Jay-Z say is, "You know how we do.
You know how we do.
You know how we do." So when you hit the button,
Rockefeller.
so when you hit the button, I don't hear, but in my mind, I go,
Forever.
you know how we do," and
Yeah.
that's what they do. That's what they
Man,
are.
they gave up a 4th round pick, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I get last year him not being QB2 because he came in so late, but this year, politics alone, he's quarterback 2. But I'm gonna go ahead and think that he'll beat him out. It's gonna be interesting though, man, because Trey was used to working with starters.
Yeah.
A little bit at first in San Fran at first, and then then things got a little funny.
He played real games with dudes.
Yeah, or second team guys.
Yeah.
It's possible he finna be with some third team guys. Me personally, give him all the reps though. All jokes aside, like I don't need to see Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott in preseason.
We know who they are.
Trey Lance has less passing attempts since junior high school than Cooper Rush does in like the last 2 seasons. All jokes aside.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit of jokes, but like seriously, he has like 500 passing attempts since junior high school, bro.
Yeah.
That's madness.
That's a lot.
So no, it's not a lot.
Pardon me. That's not a lot. Pardon me.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So let him go out there, take all the second. Well, I don't want to say take all the second team reps, but go in and out second team reps at practice because you got to keep Coop a little sharp. Yeah. And then when it come to preseason, hey, Coop, put the headset on.
I remember draft season, like we was all worried about Trey because he was one of the COVID guys. Like he played one game and then he's like, all right, I'm just about to sit out the rest of the year. So he hasn't played a whole bunch, and that was one of the things that we was kind of knocking on him. Everybody else went out and played, but he just didn't. Sky, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. I don't think Trey has a Will Grier game in him. You remember that last Will Grier preseason game where Dak was calling the plays? I don't think Trey has that game in him in preseason. I don't think.
That's interesting because what made Will Grier such a fun preseason quarterback. That motherfucker was not scared to sling the rock.
He'll throw that motherfucker. Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know where we're at with Trey. Like I don't see a gunslinger. There's times you see the arm talent, and then there's times you're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Where I think you may see the Will Grier though is with his legs. If I was Trey Lance, and let's just say, because this is what we really need to see, the processing. Like there's just not enough tape to see his processing. So if I'm Trey Lance, dog, look, if 1-2 ain't there, I'm getting these yards.
You're gonna run.
I'm
that's
making plays.
That's what's gonna be his advantage, is that Trey has the legs and play calling wise, you may not want to sacrifice Dak a lot, but you'll run Trey into danger. You know what I'm saying? Because he's your backup guy.
I put packages in for him to use his legs. If I'm trying to make him look good, like put him in position to look good out there, bro, if he's out there throwing to what's the receiver they're talking about? Racy Mathin, Tyron Johnson and them boys. Yeah. Hey, dog, if y'all gonna put me in this compromising situation, then I'm gonna make plays.
Sure.
So quarterback, we got 3. We got Trey at 2.
Yeah.
Fair?
That's fair.
All right, running back is a little bit dicey.
I ain't got nothing nice to say about this group of guys, and I'm on record with this, boy. If any of them do good, I got plenty footage of me being mean to all these guys, but whatever.
I hope they all do amazing, but it'll come down to a lot of the blocking, a lot of the play calling, and putting these guys in position to where they succeed, in my opinion. Right?
Antoine in the chat. Damn, Antoine in the chat, Scott.
That's his guy, Zeke. We're at the point with this room where there is not a dude in this room. Meaning, like, hey, I'm just gonna put the ball in your hand. You're gonna make it happen, Captain. They all. This has been my stance, Voch. They all bring something to the table. They all have a specialty, if that makes sense, or something to do very well. Sure. But you have to put them in that position. For Zeke, hey, you need the tough yards. You need a goal line, pass protection. That's Zeke.
Yeah.
Rico is more of the slasher. Let's get him in some zone things, plant his foot down, get downhill. He's a slasher. I actually think he might be. Him and Deuce Vaughn, your best 2 guys catching the rock in the backfield, too. Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn could be your jittery bug guy, satellite back. Get him in space. Royce Freeman, I think he brings a combination of Zeke and Rico, where Royce goes 6'1", 240, damn near. Powerful guy, but he's light on his feet. So he can do a little bit of both of those things. And then Malik and Snoop, they, I think they're competing for practice squad. And then you got Hunter Lipke.
Yeah. I
think Hunter Lipke probably gonna make this thing because he's a fullback. They're going to carry a fullback. Yeah. I had a Hunter Lipke conversation the other week. Any other team, I think Hunter Lipke, I shouldn't say any other team. a McVay or Shanahan or McDaniels, Hunter Lipke or Baltimore. Hunter Lipke could be a weapon. I don't think he's going to be that here. I don't think the staff is good enough to turn him into a weapon. But I think he makes the team, Voch. So off the bat, Zeke, Rico, Hunter on the team, right?
Yeah. They're on the team. So let me ask you this. And look, we're not wishing nothing on nobody, but this is just facts and not my opinion. How many games you think Rico Dowdle plays like healthily, right? If he's gonna be getting more carries than he's ever had,
That's fair,
right? How many games is he gonna play? Because he's been hurt guys' whole life.
Yep.
So I guess kind of what I'm asking is, traditionally we'll be like, we're gonna carry 4 running backs. That's 3 runners and 1 fullback, or 3 H's and 1 fullback. You got Zeke, Rico, let's just say Deuce. Is that enough? Do you carry 5 of these guys because you know at some point Rico's gonna go? You know what I'm saying?
Do you try to carry one of them on the practice squad? Malik, you grab another guy.
And here's the issue with that.
Nate
You
Pete.
only got 3 elevations, right? So how many hurt Rico games we got?
Well, I don't. So yeah, you have 3 elevations, but you also have other guys getting hurt.
That's
so
fair.
So
Sure.
if a receiver gets hurt and you're comfortable with your 5 receivers, you can call up. You know what I mean? So you know, it a lot can happen in that sense. But that's a fair question. Rico's been hurt guys literal since college. Now he's going to get more carries. How many games does he hold up? I think he'll play at least 8 to 10 games healthy, and then the rest, you know, you hope he's healthy enough to play. If he's injured, it's not detriment to where he's not playing. But the odds have said Rico Dowdle is going to get hurt.
I think Rico and Royce are your best backs out of this list right here.
I want Royce on this team.
I think Rico and Royce
right now. Royce go out there and snake it up, but I think Royce can fit and be a part of a true committee. I'm also skeptical, Voch, if we run a true committee. But a true committee, I think Royce Freeman can fit in a committee.
There's no way we're gonna do right by a real committee. There's no way. Is Deuce a practice squad guy, or you think that they're really gonna try to get him involved for real? Like they say that, but are they?
I think he can be a part of a legitimate role in a committee.
He can, but are they?
I don't know if I trust them to know how to do it.
On my team, he can. Like if I'm coaching, yeah, on my team, Deuce is definitely involved. Like he's your juice guy that right. You're looking for in this draft. But in this group of guys, in this coaching staff, they say they want to find a way to make Deuce work. Will they find a way to make Deuce work?
As I sit here, July 25th, I don't believe it because history has shown under McCarthy he don't care about running backs in that sense. Even throwing them the rock, McCarthy's whole offense. Listen to him. In the off season, you know what he always says?
Perimeter receivers.
The perimeter and the quarterback.
Yeah.
Them running backs is basically what he's telling you.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because if you couldn't get Deuce going as a runner, throw the ball to his ass, get him in space. Tony Pollard should have been a 65 catch running back at some point in his career in Dallas. Bro, he never had more than 40. I don't even think he got the 40. I could be wrong, but I don't even know if he got the 40.
Yeah.
So I don't trust him to use Deuce in that manner. Just like they didn't use Tony in that manner. So now it comes, are you going to use the run game as a legitimate option in this offense to aid your passing game, your quarterback, your receivers, and your offensive line? Boy, I ain't that confident. Not yet.
But my top 4 running backs are Zeke, Rico, Deuce, and Royce. Can they keep them all? I don't think so. So I think that's gonna be
because of Hunter.
It's because of Hunter. So they probably gonna cut Royce, and I ain't gonna like it, but it is what it is. So
let's go Zeke, Rico, Deuce, Hunter Lipke for right now.
Zeke, Rico, Deuce, Hunter. Yeah. I can do that for now.
Okay.
Even though Roy's better. Even though Roy's better, but go ahead.
Running back, we got 4 running backs. So that's it for offense. So we got 6 receivers, 4 tight ends, that's 10, 3 quarterbacks, 4 wide receivers, that's 17. And this is where it gets funky. 8 or 9 or 10 offensive linemen. So either 27 or 26 offensive players.
Okay.
We still keeping an asterisk on the offensive line because we about to hit the defense.
let's go to corners first, because that's where your numbers gonna come. Corners and linebackers, there's gonna be some numbers in there.
Let's just start with the DBs. Period.
Yeah, DBs.
All right. So, all right, for your starters, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, and Jordan Lewis. Right.
Yeah.
That seems to be about right.
Goodwin, CJ Goodwin.
Goodwin will be designated as a corner, but he's going to be the special teams guy. So, yeah, we can throw him in there as going to make the team. He just may not make the 53, Voch. It might be one of those, hey, we cut you, bring you back. But
we'll bring you right
regardless, we know he's going to be on the team. Yeah. So we'll go. I mean, this actually is a lot easier than you think. But Dono, Malik, Deron, Trayvon Diggs, CJ Goodwin, Jordan Lewis. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the bat. Let's be real. Kalen Carson, 7.
Kalen's definitely 7.
So actually, we'll move him to backing up Trayvon Diggs or Deron Bland. Mm-hmm. So the question then becomes, let's go to safety. I think safety's pretty cut and dry too. Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, backup safety.
That's 9.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9, but CJ weird.
CJ. Okay, so let's just say 8 DBs or whatever, right?
Let's call 8 DBs. We'll put CJ in the specialty category.
CJ in special. Okay. So are they carrying 10 DBs?
So for them to carry 10, you got Eric Scott, Nashawn Wright, Sheldrick Redwine, Israel McQuamble. We got a couple of the undrafted guys. Yeah. Emery Johnson, the Julius Woods of the worlds, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make the team, but practice squad will be there.
Yeah.
So
basically, what I'm asking, do you think Nashawn made the team? Because Sheldrick probably won't. Do you think Nashawn's out?
I don't have Nashawn make. I mean, he has to go crazy, in my opinion. Sponsor's gone.
Yeah. Josh Butler?
No.
Josh Butler's out too. Sheldrick?
Nope.
So Eric Scott is your last guy? Is he? Is McCormick?
Eric Scott I think makes because he's a pick.
Draft pick, yeah.
Right. Anthony will give up on him. Izzy's the intriguing one.
Yeah.
Because if it's safety Izzy, this isn't running big nickel anymore, Voch. You don't need 5, 6 safeties.
Correct.
Like Mike Zimmer's not playing 4 safeties in a season constantly.
Right.
So I don't know if there's a need for a 5th safety. I think the best bet for Izzy is to move to corner.
Yeah.
And try to make this roster as the backup, the veteran backup corner on the boundary. But I don't know if he's doing that yet. So Izzy's a huge question mark to me.
I think Nashawn okay, so how about this? Trey is going to be on preseason pup. Do you think he makes it a week 1?
It's hard to not be biased, Voch. I really hope he does. And I hope he does.
I don't think so.
So if he doesn't, then that means we got an extra spot. Yeah. Like, do you want to operate as if Trey's not there week 1?
Just to be safe, let's do that.
Well, then you have to keep, I would say, Israel or Nashawn.
Did you sneeze when you say Nashawn?
Nashawn Wright just ain't it for me, man. I don't see it.
What about Noah? Noah's a teams guy. He was there last year, scored the first touchdown last year. Is Noah in here?
Noah's not here. He's not on the team no more. No.
He's not on the team? Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
So you saying Diggs gone. All right, let's go 1, 2. So we got Donovan, Malik, safety-wise. Marquise Bell, Wanye, that's 4. Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Kalen Carson, that's 7. Eric Scott's 8.
Yeah. Diggs
is on the pup, so you got 1 or 2 spots left.
Yeah.
I'm taking Izzy over Nashawn.
I take Izzy over Nashawn too, because Izzy could do both. And so Nashawn's been. Is he older than Nashawn?
They came in the same draft, I think.
Same draft? Man, cut both of them. We got a heavy offensive line.
So we going 9 with the asterisk that Diggs is on IR, or he could be on IR technically.
Let me ask you a question. So let's say we're operating as if Trey is healthy. Watch this. Trey is healthy.
Well,
let's say Nashawn and Izzy are gone. If we sign Gilmore,
here we go.
Who goes then?
If you sign
Gilmore, who goes then?
So that means it'll be.
So you got
Diggs,
Trey,
Bland, Lewis, Carson, Gilly. That's my 5 corners.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Eric Scott can go.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
If it comes down to, I could bring in Gilly I got to cut Eric Scott. Bye.
Yeah.
If it comes down to that.
That's what I was thinking. Like, who's your next guy? Like, Nashawn, is he gone? Who's the next that's on that line? Eric Scott gone because Gilly's here. I agree.
But the way it's looking, I don't know if Gilly gonna
I don't
be.
know. They right.
So we got 9 DBs.
That's about what it's gonna be.
With Diggs on IR. Or what have you, right? Not starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's move back up. Let's go back to the front here. We got the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't add a whole lot of defensive tackles, Voch. They added 1 defensive end in the draft, and they're counting on young guys to step up. So your starters, interesting, they got Chauncey here. But DeMarcus Lawrence, we're going Mozzie.
Starting at
I don't know why. Mozzie Smith, right? I mean, unless something crazy. Mozzie Smith, Osa Digizua, and then Micah. Mm-hmm. Then behind it, that's pretty much cut and dry. Behind them, they got Sam, Chauncey, Carl Davis Jr. And we'll talk about that. I'd do this. Sam, Justin Rogers, Chauncey Golston. Me personally would do that. Marshawn Nealon, Viliami Feoko. And who they don't have on here, Voch, is Denzel Daxon. He could be in this defensive tackle group too.
Sure. So
off the bat, D-Law, Mozzie, Osa, Micah's 4, Sam is 5, Marshawn Nealon 6, Chauncey 7. Those are stamped, right?
Scott, I know the Micah conversation is fluid and always changing, but you think he's gonna play more linebacker or more right defensive end, right edge?
I think he's gonna play more on the defensive line. Yeah. But I think what'll happen is he'll move around more. Mm. And maybe he starts off looking like he's rushing from the left and then he drops back. Yeah. I believe prior to the draft that we might see rookie year, 60% Micah on the line, 40 at defense, linebacker. Now though, when they go out and get Maris Leofow, they're big on, and we'll get to the linebackers in a second. They're big on Demo. They went out and signed Eric Kendricks. Damone Clark is coming back. It feels like Micah's just going to be moved around more as opposed to being home at linebacker or defensive end. Look, I think Micah Parsons, linebacker rookie year, the way he was used is fantastic. Yeah. I don't know that Zimmer is going to want to do that. I think Zimmer looks at him as the best pass rusher in the league. It's just a matter of how you use him and can we take advantage of everybody else. Sure. Micah getting double teamed and whatnot. Can somebody else step up? So I wanted to believe he'll be linebacker. Their actions don't really show that to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just thinking of this world where Zimmer looks at Micah kind of like he looked at Anthony Barr a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like as
everybody did, right?
Yeah. Right. As a pass rusher, but go play some Mike and still rush the passer. You know what I'm saying? But Micah's at right defensive end, sure, but I just don't want to keep living in this world where he's in a freaking 4-point stance versus like some dudes in the ring.
And I don't think you will. If you go look how he used, who was it? I know it's gonna sound weird, but Everson Griffin. Believe it or not, Griffin dropped back a good handful of times. Griffin moved around. Him and Daniil Hunter. I think we'll have our own version of that. I think Daniil Hunter will be Micah and Wilson will be Griffin, but I think they're not going to drop back D-Law a lot. I think Micah's going to be a weapon X. You're going to see him over top of the center. You're going to see him in the A gaps. I think more often than not, Micah's going to blitz from those A gaps or he's going to loop. I don't think you're going to send him dropping back, and nor do I want to see him dropping back a whole lot. Like he shouldn't drop back more than like 25 times this year. Yeah, like, the dude is a demon rushing the passer, and you put him over a center. There's nobody better in the league. Sure. So, but he'll move around. You'll see him left, right, defensive tackle, middle linebacker blitzing, and maybe trying to throw off the quarterback from time to time. But as a linebacker first, I have to see it to believe it. It doesn't feel like the actions back that up.
Because it felt like he got most of his sacks from linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Beating the hell out of the interior guys. Yeah.
From the middle.
From the middle.
Not from linebacker. I think that's two different things. He wasn't off the ball. He was literally on the ball over the center or in the gap, and he's rushing. If he was off the ball, 5 yards off the ball, and we're sending him on a dog blitz, then that's quote unquote linebacker. That's fair. So you know what I mean? I think it's really small, nuanced shit, but that's just facts. That's how Dan Quinn used them.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got then.
Justin Rogers, you make a scene?
I feel like it's easier to be a one tech
Yes.
than a 3 or edge guy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think he makes the team.
We have Antoine Woods that have been here, like Justin Hamilton. Bo Hanna did just fine in his spot before they changed up what he did and try to make him a pass rusher. Love to have him now. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get something from one tech. I will say Carl Davis' film last year was uninspiring.
Boy, he's being nice.
So I hope I hope Mozzie and Justin can do enough to just make us not trash at one tech, but I do think Justin Rogers make the team. Yes, sir.
Same. I'm starting to think Carl Davis makes it too, just because you don't got enough bodies at the position, bro.
Yeah, practice squad maybe.
That's what I would do. I would say, hey, Carl, come back to practice squad.
Because nobody else want Carl Davis. So
No. Chauncey, obviously. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Denzel Jackson.
I ain't even put Denzel Jackson in there.
So
because I think
eight?
think in some of those emergency B gap situations, I think that's a lot of D-Law and Marshawn Nealon. So I think you can give some of those B gap reps to those guys. So I don't think you got to go too heavy at 3 tech.
Yeah, dude. You mean so? And that's the thing about Denzel Jackson. The size to me screams 3 tech, but Johnny Newton was doing that at Illinois, and Denzel Jackson was doing a lot of the cleanup stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So will he come in here and be a trash can full of dirt?
Let me tell you what I didn't know about Denzel Jackson.
Pathway program.
He's in the what's my man?
Isaac Alacon.
He's in the Isaac Alacon class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he can potentially be on the roster without counting. Practice squad without counting.
So he'll be here. He from the Bahamas or something?
Mm-hmm.
Call me now for your free pass rush. Yeah, man.
I wonder if he thought of it.
So Denzel will be here. He just probably won't be on this depth chart.
He has the best chance, though, I think, of a lot of these undrafted guys because the room is thin. Is this
yeah. For like per need, for sure, 100%.
It's a matter. Are they going to carry another nose tackle? I know he's not big as a nose tackle, but Denzel Jackson is not a 3 tech in that sense. The new age 3 tech. That's going to be Osa. That's going to be Chauncey. That's going to be D-Law when he slides inside. Sure. But man, bro, I think we're in dire straits to tackle, bro.
Yeah. Tackles an emergency for real. So I would love them to add a veteran body to do just to help out. You know, Scott. So let me ask you this about them edge guys.
I got 9.
Let me just ask you about them edge guys.
Huh?
Last year, when there was an abundance of edge guys in our room, Tyrus
William Felko, bro.
So listen, let me ask you this.
Round pick.
Watch this. When there was an abundance of edge guys last year, Tyrus Wheat got involved a little bit.
Got called up, yep. At linebacker, strangely enough, but
at linebacker, and he showed his worth on teams and all that. Will he repeat that this year?
Not at linebacker. I think you got your linebackers.
Yeah, you definitely got them now.
Yeah. I mean, if he slim up a little bit,
yeah.
And I don't think he's an explosive athlete. So you got Sam Marshawn. I would love to move Chauncey at DE, just keep him there.
Yeah.
He's gonna moonlight there though, and then I'd take Viliami as a defensive end before Tyrus as a defensive end.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Practice squad though.
And semi-cousin was on the broke a nail and I was told
he was not hurt.
Yeah, for sure. He was fine. But they just put him on the ouch. But how much you gonna have to see from Viliami this year? Like they like him for sure. But what are we looking at preseason wise? Like what does he have to do?
He's got to push Chauncey
because he's a draft pick, 4th round pick.
But he also did the same. He also was similar to a Marshawn Nealon. You know, run guys coming out that you're looking at upside as a pass rusher. I think Nealon has a much higher upside though. Yeah. But like role wise, like Viliami could have been was supposed to be a run guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, they drafted Nealon. Nealon's gonna be one of the backups. Just it is what it is.
And they similar, you know, like they
sure.
They similar, you know, hair on fire guy, you know,
for sure. But Marshawn Nealon's a 2nd round pick with this current regime.
It's different. Yeah.
Villy
is a
junior is with the other dudes. But he's a 4 though, so I still think he might make this.
4 is
you know what I mean? So he has to push Chauncey, who's on the last year of his deal. If he can make Chauncey better by pushing him, then they both make this team. And that's why, I mean, shit, man. So we're really talking 9 with potential to be 10 if you get Daxon on the team.
Let me ask you this: are you valuing Chauncey and Villy as both outside and 3-tech guys, or are you just keeping Viliami at edge?
Unless your boy put on some off-season peanut butter, I would just like to him focus at edge, Viliami. Chauncey has done it already, so I think he's going to do both. He's already doing both. He's been doing defensive tackle things.
One thing that we haven't mentioned though, as camp goes on, like peanut butter watch is something I do every year. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what y'all body look like because that'll really tell you the most. Like if Chauncey is husky, all right, they leaving him in B gap, right? If semi cousin, because I can't say Villa. If semi cousin small, then semi cousin gonna be playing some edge. So it'll be interesting to see how peanut butter has been moved around here. So, but hey, Villy's a 4th round pick and Marshawn's a 2nd. So I think both of them here.
All right, let's get to the linebackers and wrap this thing up. Let's move it down here. Y'all can see that. There we go. So Eric Kendricks, starting middle linebacker. We all know that. Then it gets funny.
That's all we got. All we know is Kendricks is the green dot guy. Maris is the backup green dot guy, but he could be anywhere, and it's open for interpretation.
But I love what Demo was saying though. You know, and just how he exudes the confidence. I told you last year. You know, I had a little conversation with Demo, ran to him at the. You know what I mean? And this aura about him just made me.
What was he emphatic? What was he? What was it?
Remember the tweet?
Yeah.
What was the word I used? I forget what it was.
It was ecstatic or emphatic. It was something like that.
It was something crazy.
What was he?
I hit you. I was like, "Yo, watch this, bro."
Like he was happy. spoke to Gilmore today. And he said, yes.
Yes.
Yo, Gilly, how do you feel to be a Dallas Cowboy? You're here in Dallas. You're here with your family, man. What is it? For sure.
Yo, I knew the type time Gilly was on. We seen him at the mall. I said, "Oh, I ain't saying shit to old boy. He ain't like that."
Gilly don't want to talk.
Yeah, Gilly don't want to talk to nobody.
But you definitely had a conversation with you called up to Demo.
Right?
He was emphatic about how this year was gonna go.
No, but all jokes aside, they talked to Demo. It said, you know, so Damone Clark is gonna be, you know, will linebacker. He said, no.
Yeah.
Strong side.
Yeah. Same.
I'm the will. I said, well, all right, let's go ahead and move him to will linebacker, put him right where he needs to be. Sam at strong. And then we talk about Maris Leofow, who Coach Zimmer called brilliant. You just don't hear, bro, just naming dudes, calling them brilliant.
I heard from a source. I was talking to Brown. Zimmer is smitten with some Leofow.
Smitten. Love it.
And look, honestly, keeping the buck with you though, Sky, I don't even think Sam linebacker finna exists all that much.
I don't either.
Like, yeah, Damone said, okay. I mean, Demo says, yeah, man, Clark gonna be moved to Sam, but I don't think Sam finna be getting a whole bunch of reps like that. And honestly, you can put Damian Wilson over there too. But I just think 11 personnel and how football life goes. I don't think Leofow is going to be a Sam. I think Leofow is going to be in the mix at will, and he's going to be backup Mike. That's what I think Leofow is. I think they're going to rotate Leofow and Overshown. They probably value Leofow's coverage. They value Overshown moving forward, and I think those two dudes are going to be rotating will. Kendricks is your Mike. Everybody else kind of going to get in where they fit in with teams and all that. And I think Sam linebacker probably won't exist full time for real. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I think they're probably practicing that way because we'll personnel match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I am open to that because we didn't do that last year. We was rolling out safeties. Mm-hmm. I mean, we got snaps where you got number 1 playing middle linebacker. You got number 6 playing will. I mean, this is ridiculous. So when teams go 12-13 and we're not afraid of the receivers, and yeah, you can bring in that linebacker. But teams run 11 more often than not, so you're going to run 2 linebackers out there. Kendricks is the starter. I don't know after that.
Yeah.
I do know who's going to be on the team, though. Damone Clark,
sure.
DeMar Van Overshown, Maris Leofow is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And the one guy they don't have on there is Willie Harvey Jr.
Willie Harvey. Oswald.
Yeah, Oswald
Lee
Booth.
Lee Willie Harvey Oswald Booth. Yeah,
Junior.
The third, the second. I think he's going to be involved. I think he'll be around. I think he's going to be a bona fide teams and depth dude. Go ahead.
That's my 5. That's 5. Damian Wilson being if somebody get hurt.
And you know why I like just 5 linebackers?
Why?
Because I don't think Sam exists for real. So they really gonna use Mike and Will linebacker the most. We might see a Sam linebacker 12% of the time, 8 plays, maybe 9 or 10. I don't know, but you really only need 2 spots worth, and I think that's plenty for 5.
Same. And
if you want to go ahead.
No, they might interchange that too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Depending on the matchup, you get a team that's a little bit more pass happy. Like, let's remember, Demo, if he's back healthy, he was a safety, and he's athletic enough to turn and run. Maris Leofow, though, he did that exceptionally well when we broke down the film. He can run with tight ends and running backs. And for real, Demo basically a rookie. So I think Leofow and Demo will be competing. Clark, y'all had a great conversation with Brian Broad. It's like, I think the question was, who's the most athletic? Maybe you asked this question.
Yes, sir.
Clark's probably the most athletic linebacker.
And here's my logic and why that matters, right? Clark was at his best when Van Der Esch was telling him where to go.
Yeah.
If Clark ain't got to think, all he got to do is run. That's when Clark is at his best. So my reasoning for asking that, and look, Clark can't make this tricky. My reasoning for asking him that, if Eric Kendricks has that same kind of IQ, it's probably better than Van Der Esch's, right?
I think so. Yeah.
If Eric Kendricks is telling Clark what to do and Clark ain't got to think, then Clark's athleticism takes over. So now you're thinking about what pair is better. Clark and Kendricks, Demo and Kendricks, Leofow and Kendricks. I think Clark has a chance if he don't have to think. I don't want to just write him off yet because he's a veteran.
Right.
He's played a ton of snaps. He's athletic as hell, good size. If Kendricks can tell him what to do, Clark may be on par with the other 2 guys. So I don't want to just write him off just yet. And I think that's something that we got to think about. Even though I do think Demo takes over because of the administrations, and Demo, the upside, they probably just love him more. Leofow, Zimmer got plans for Leofow. We ain't finna sit up here and act like he don't. But I do think Clark's athleticism, with somebody in his ear, I think Clark has the ability to be just as good as those other guys.
100% agree. And my reservation with Demo is the ACL.
Yeah.
Right. Cautiously optimistic, but I'm not about to sit here and pretend that I don't have PTSD at the position, or not the position, with ACL injuries. Plus, just be real. Let's just take our time with Demo. I don't know that he's going to come out flying and making all the plays right away because of the ACL. That could take some time. And if it does, Clark is probably the first man to take advantage of that. And then obviously Maris Leofow.
100%. And honestly, we are lucky this year, and we should be playing safe with everybody. But the last year's ACL guys was Gallup and Terrence, and they got hurt at the end of the season. So Trey getting hurt at the end of week 2, and Demo getting hurt preseason. We should feel better about them than Gallup and Steele, but you should still play those dudes slowly in terms of like preseason and all that kind of stuff. Because look, Demo was another guy where they had his name written. He was on the team. He was set, and they had plans for him. So I think that's just going to roll over here, and Demo's going to have a big role in this thing. But I think he's earned his spot, and they're probably not going to do a bunch of preseason stuff with him.
So if I got the numbers right here, 9 DBs. So we got 62
people.
9 DBs, 9 D linemen, 5 linebackers. That gives us 50 total. And guess what? Your 3 specialists would be the kicker, the punter, and the holder.
Shit, we own the skills. You hear what I said?
We own the 3. Now we got there because we went back to offensive line.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, that means we carried 10, which means awesome.
Awesome is here.
We got put on the roster.
Did you add Goodwin? Or is Goodwin in no man's? Okay, get Awesome the fuck out of here.
So
no, I'll play. Okay. So Goodwin's here. Go ahead.
I can't remember if we took Diggs off because of the
Diggs healthy. Let's kick somebody out. Diggs healthy. Let
me run this back then. Diggs healthy would be
Diggs healthy. Goodwin's there.
Diggs healthy would be 1. I'm gonna show y'all. I don't want y'all to see. Diggs healthy makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 DBs, and so that makes 8 DBs. I got 9 here.
Eric Scott.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about Gilly. So Eric Scott makes 9. Yeah. So that's still right. That'd be 9 DBs.
Yeah.
If Diggs is off, then we're adding an Izzy.
Somebody else.
So still 9 DBs. The 5 linebackers is Eric Kendrick, Jamon Clark, DeMar Van Overshown, Maris Leafau, and Willie Harvey Jr., Booth Lee III. Oswald, yes. And then offense, 4 running backs, Zeke, Rico, Deuce, Hunter. 3 quarterbacks, Dak, Trey, Coop. Tight ends, 4, Jake, Luke, John Stevens, and Brevin, who's not on here.
Yeah.
O-line, the starting 5, the backups, Chuma, TJ, Brock, Nate, and Awesome, I believe is where we went.
Yep.
All right. And then wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Ryan Flournoy, Kevontae Turpin. I think unless somebody gets hurt, that's pretty cut and dry.
It's cut and dry.
Here we go. We got the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
It ain't going to work out like this because you're going to see people get, hey, dog, IR. People going to get hurt. Things like that happen. They might not carry a kicker, punter, or long snapper just to get another one of these dudes on so we can put him on season IR, things like that. But I think for the most part, I think like 98% of these players, barring injury, will be on this team.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you just think about teams, guys, I mean, you got 2 linebackers that's gonna be teams, guys, maybe 3 corners is gonna be teams.
Long as
guys.
Sam ain't out there.
Yeah, Sam ain't going. No. I would assume that Flournoy and Jalen Brooks gonna be team guys. And maybe one of your running backs, maybe run down the
not Zeke or Rico.
Yeah, Zeke. Yeah, so yeah.
Or Deuce. Think about that. If you carry 4 backs, including the fullback, right? That's 4. Only one is going to play special teams.
Yeah. and it's Deuce as a pass catcher, right?
No,
Lipke's your.
I mean, you can say Deuce will be out there with the new kickoff, but
teams guy, yeah.
And we'll see how that works out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I think with you carrying more linebackers this year, your defensive backs are deep enough. Your safety room is hella deep. Your wide receivers and Jalen Ryan, you got enough that I think that can go out there on punt, kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could go.
What if Jalen Cropper gives you a special preseason? What do we do with that?
I'm looking at the roster now.
Jalen Cropper's special at the slot. He's special and Dak loves him. What do we do with that?
Well, we tell Ryan Flournoy he hurt his pinky.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't know if I want to do that, bro, because think about it. Kevontae Turpin, Brandon Cooks, Jalen, these are smaller guys.
Yeah.
Flournoy, if something happens, at least you got some size.
More than size, yeah.
That's a great question, bro.
I ain't trying to cut Turpin then. I ain't trying to cut Turpin. I'm just.
Oh, is that what you trying to do, Voch?
No, because people say I'm just trying to cut Turpin.
You still trying to get Turp out of here?
Oh, I don't want to cut Turp. I'll never try to cut
You'll
Turp.
never get that interview.
I get it. I never get it.
Turp will be like, hey, dog, I heard what you talking about me there, dog.
Turpin can't talk. Yeah, okay, so anyway. Turpin interview. Okay, Turpin country's here.
They put that back. Hey, Kevontae Turpin, how you feel about the new kickoff rule? Say, man,
I just I'm gonna go out there and do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna catch the ball and run and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta sound like Mike Tyson though?
Cause Turpin got that thing with shit, man. I'm gonna catch the ball and run and shit. You know how it is, man.
Yeah, man, football, man.
Shit, we straight. We go out there, goddamn run. Shit, man. I'm gonna catch the ball. Shit, I'm gonna run.
They gonna kick it and
I'm gonna get these touchdowns.
You wrong, dog. Why you doing? You ain't never getting a Turpin interview.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You ain't getting a Turp interview. You ain't gonna be on the 8th round. Ain't that what's called?
With Brock and them, nah.
Special guest Voch Lombardi. Nah, you ain't gonna finna be on the 8th round.
I'm not gonna be on Brock's show, but it's cool because Brock gonna be in like
Jacksonville
or something. I always say Jacksonville, but he gonna be in like Carolina or some shit. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. It's all
good
good.
show, man. Good shit.
That was fun. All right, Cowboys Nation. Is it a player that we left off this list that you think will make this team? It could be a surprise guy. It could be a McMath. It could be a Jalen Moreno.
McMath.
Drop your names in here real quick.
McMath.
If I had to McMath.
Wraithy.
Hey, Wraithy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Stop it, bro. Hey, Jalen Bruff.
Yeah, man, Turp is over there tripping. Yeah.
Is that Zeke?
Yeah. You know, Zeke breathe heavy. Zeke and Mike McCarthy the most breathing motherfuckers on this.
Mike
team.
McCarthy killed me.
Well, you know, it's just like,
there's like anything else with these Wookiees. You ever notice he say Wookie?
I ain't never heard Mike say.
Yeah,
Wookie.
bro, he can't say rookie.
I'm listening for it now.
Listen for it. If I had to pick a guy, let me see here. Ain't many, dog. I'm looking at this roster. Ain't too many surprises.
Yeah.
I go Jalen Moreno. I mean, that's
it. Say Ryan
Nall.
Royce.
Yeah, Royce cool. Who? Ryan Nall?
Shell say Ryan Nall, so that means you are bringing too much work home because that lady do not need to know who the hell Ryan Nall is. You bring too much work home, dog.
No, I blame Toxic Tom.
Because y'all always talking about
Ryan. You always talking about some damn Ryan Nall. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, Ryan Nall. Like, who's the one after that? Who was our guy that
the one that was pulling trucks?
Yeah.
I forget.
You know, they just come and go.
Another muscle here. I forget.
Is this the first time we've had a fullback the last like back-to-back years? This first time?
Jameez Oluwale.
Oluwale,
yeah. He was there for a couple years.
Yeah, he don't count. That's
and we're assuming
we just guess
that Lipke's gonna make it.
Hunter Lipke he'll be cut tomorrow. We'll carry Royce. You know, just who knows. But I do think that towards the end of the season, the Cowboys started to think about running and throwing the ball to Lipke more. So I think he's going to be doing a lot of that this year.
I hope from your mouth to football guys' ears. I hope you're right. Yep. I don't believe it. I believe when I see it. Yep. Snoop Connor. Okay. I mean, running back is the position though. Yeah. To get a surprise guy on.
That's the one position where I look at everybody else and be like, okay, your second round pick ain't make it, but your seventh round guy starting. You know what I'm saying? Or your undrafted guy ended up being okay. There's a lot of examples in the league of that. So if Nate Pete, we ain't even think about Nate Pete. He ain't even up there. No. But if Nate Pete ends up being a guy, then we're gonna roll with Nate Pete, whatever works.
Facts. Julius Wood, that's another one. He would have to go. I think the safety room is probably the most buttoned down position on the team.
Practice squad, yeah.
Like, unless they carry 5 or 6, boy, they're gonna have to go stupid in the preseason because not cutting Marquise Bell or Wanye for one of them. You know what I mean?
There's some safeties in his own class that he got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Monty Johnson, yeah.
It's an uphill fight.
Some good names though. Yeah, some good names. Hunter Lip. I mean, I think Hunter Lipke's making the team, so I don't know if that's a guy, guys. I mean,
no.
He gonna make the team.
Lipke's there.
All right, man. Hey, dog. We hit it 10-29. Boy, we did
all right.
We
did all right, sir. And we got it perfect the first time. We got 53 perfect the first time. That's all right, man.
That is crazy. Yeah. Now it's about to be that time for the baby mama pushback press conference thing for Jerry Jones, right?
Yeah.
Or is that 12:30 our time?
It's at 12:30 our time. It's 10:30 to them, so it's 12:30 our time.
Boy, I hate that. Remember when we were out there, and I still had to do the morning shows? Dog, it was like 4 in the morning. I was hurting, dog.
Yeah, we just up, like man, like dog, and that's what I like about you, man. You're a great teammate. Because one of them days where they didn't have practice and then you didn't say, yo, Voch, they off. Let's get into something. No. I need some sleep, dog. I just need
no, sir. I said I'll meet you down for dinner in the lobby, but I'm sleeping.
We'll get back to it another time. All right, we ain't doing.
We go bowling after the camp practice or something, dog.
We were not running the streets. Law Nation was so tired he fell asleep on some towels at Target. He like, yeah, y'all, y'all doing later. Law fell asleep standing up. What y'all doing later?
Yo, we have to do the show for your behind the scenes.
It's 3 years ago, but we just got to tell.
What though? There's so many stories to talk about, but I don't think we talked enough about Law Nation on E.
Yeah,
not okay. Let me say it. On empty, not on actual E.
Not ecstasy,
but at Target at some odd morning, time in the morning, talking about. Hey, dog, what we doing next? Law, go to sleep.
We ain't doing nothing next. Go to bed. Man, I want to go bowling or something. A lot of the hardest working man in the business, man. I ain't, but shouts out to him. I'm not going to Oxnard this year. I may come back next year, but I'm definitely for sure going to Frisco because it's right over there. So
you can see it.
I can see Frisco. So hey man, me and Will still gonna tap in with y'all to do Frisco work, man.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But not Oxnard. I'm gonna be stealing them clips for Oxnard. So I'm gonna let y'all know if y'all get mad, go ahead and get mad. I'm not gonna steal them clips.
Give me that. What you got going on for camp? I know we both were talking about Broadus and whatnot. You want to kind of tease that a little bit for your peoples?
Hey man, not yet. I want to see it in paper first, but we got some stuff coming, man. So y'all just be tuned in. If anything,
my bad. I meant for camp. I meant.
Camp shows.
For
training camp, Brian Broadus will be he'll be calling into. You may set a camera up and show his face. I don't know, but he'll be on the Voch Lombardi show every training camp practice. He'll be giving recaps on my show. So be sure to tap in and hit the sub if y'all on Will's side or Sky's side. Then come over to my channel and tap in with Brian. And if you're on my channel, Sky's gonna be tapping in with Pat and O.C. Walker. So y'all come on over there in the morning and tap in with him. It should be a very eventful training camp, and we'll be working hard to give y'all everything we got.
Man, we will have training camp coverage locked down. And then as long as things keep progressing here, at some point during the season, man, I can't wait till it all gets put together, but it'll be an exciting unveiling of hopefully the future of this thing. That's all I'm going to say about that, bro. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, you know how I do. I press the button. So I'm going to press 2, though, because we got my brother on.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
I got you.
Planet.
Hey, man. You can't do you can put the V up, but, it's a little different.
Crown. That's what I said. Crown.
You do that now? Okay.
I just said crown.
Okay, and then the real button. There we go.
All right, man.
I can't go out on somebody else's theme music.
We'll be here all day,
We'll be here all day, bro. If I don't press the button, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all were fun. Good stuff today, Voch. Love you, big dog.
Likewise, sir. Love you back.
We'll be what? Maybe next week we'll rock again.
Oh yeah, we'll do it again.
For sure.